What's going on, YouTube? Legions here, coming at you with another Tower of Fantasy video. Today we're going to be talking about the best SSR relics that you can use in PvP or PvE in Tower of Fantasy. There's a lot of relics on there. A lot of people have been asking questions. Which one do I get from my SSR select box from the battle pass? Or, you know, which one do I aim for if I have shards and I want to build up towards it? There's a lot of SSRs in this game. A lot of them are very good, and some of them are very, very good for PvP. Some of them very, very good for PvE, or just like some of them are good for certain classes in general. And if you're new here, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified as soon as these videos go up. I'm doing a lot of guides on Tower Fantasy, a lot of news updates, and everything Tower Fantasy related will be the main focus on my channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to be notified as soon as they go up. Now, without further ado, let's get right on with the video. Okay, now first we're going to be talking about tanks. So this is going to be more for PvP. I'm going to be talking about PvP first, and then we'll go over to PvE afterwards. So this one's going to be very important for PvP. There's two very, very important ones for PvP, for a tank character and an attack character, and then the third one will be for a healer. So for the tank, I recommend Colossal Arm. A lot of people, Colossus Arm, sorry. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, doesn't that seem like a DPS weapon? A lot of people do not go down and actually read the passives that you get once you get extra stars in your relics. And of course, you know, when the relics are the only thing, and from what I remember, from hearing from a lot of CN vets, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but the relics are the only thing in PvP, in ranked PvP, that is not balanced. So if you have a C6 Colossus Arm, and others don't, you have a little bit of an advantage because obviously it does more things than theirs does. But the chips and the weapons are all 6-star and maxed out for you and balanced. Everyone has the same thing when it comes to that. But the relics, and from what I've heard from a lot of CN veterans and videos that I've watched about endgame and PvP, that's one thing that doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter, it doesn't count. So if you have an advantage over other people, if you have more stars in this. So what this one does is summon a Colossus Arm. I can show you guys because I do have this one. To grant for 20 seconds, you gain hit stun immunity for the next 20 seconds while you have this active, which means you cannot be stunned. Tap the relic again if you want to cancel it. Normal attacks deal up to 1387 damage. That's based off of what your attack is. So the higher your level is and the higher your character stats is, the higher this is going to be. So right now, for what I'm at, it's going to be 1387.7 damage. I'm only level 30, sorry, and I have like 8,000 CS right now. I haven't been going that hard with the chip sets yet, the malices. And strongly launch enemies. That's the big thing right there. In PvP, if you can launch people in the air and then your teammate can just freaking beat the crap out of them in the air and keep them suspended, very, very good. Skills deal damage equal to 453%. That's crazy, of your attack. Strongly suspends enemies. So this is very, very good. What makes this thing even better is once you get it to 1 star, it also fires 2 missiles with each attack. So every left click, it also fires 2 missiles that deal 34% of your attack, almost 35%. At 2 stars, it reduces cooldown to 200 seconds from 300 seconds. So that's a big, big decrease. Very, very good. 3 stars to activate, fires 4 missiles with each attack. So instead of 2, it fires 4. Very good. Now this is where it starts getting broken. Reduce physical damage received by 2% even if not deployed. This one's not available in Apex League. That's the ranked PvP. That one's more for PvE, but 2% is not a big deal. This one right here, the 5-star Colossus Arm, lasts for 30 seconds. All damage taken for this duration is reduced by 20%. So if you're a tank, already tanky, and you're taking reduced damage by 20% while having this active and dealing a massive amount of damage and able to launch enemies in the air and suspend them, very, very broken as a tank, in my opinion. I can show you guys a little bit of what this does right here. As soon as you press the button to bring out the Colossus Arm, you're going to do your skill immediately. Okay, that suspends enemies in the air. You can jump with this, you can attack in the air. You got combos with this just like anything else. And then if you want to do the skill, you just press the 1 button. See, it does even a launch it like that. Press the 1 button and it does the skill again, launch them again. You can do this you can do that skill 2 times. You do it when you come in, and then you can do it another 2 times if you're quick enough before the timer runs away. So you can deal a massive amount of damage and take reduced damage a lot with that if you do have maxed out as well for the reduced 20%. Now, the really, really good DPS one, in my opinion, this isn't going to be like a huge damage increase to you, but what it does for CC against your enemies is stupid good if you use it correctly. Create an area of confinement within a radius of 7 meters for 10 seconds. That means it confines them in that area for 10 seconds. Very, very good. 7 meters is not huge, but it's a decent area if you hit the enemies correctly with this. Energy pulses within the area, dealing elemental damage equal to 73% of attack every second. So if your attack is very high, as a DPS unit, this is going to be doing pretty good damage. And this is passive damage. You don't have to have it equipped like the Colossus arms. Based on the targets, based on the current weapon's element. So if you're electric, it's going to be electric when you summon this. If you have fire equipped, it's going to be fire, etc. You get the deal. Targets that touch the edge of the area are affected with a 2-second stun effect. So that right there, people are going to be so confused. They're like, oh man, I'm stuck in this thing and I'm taking damage. They're going to go to run out of it and they're going to get stunned for 2 seconds. And the stun actually gets extended through star ups. So at 1 star, now stun targets for 3 seconds. That's literally C1. And at 180-second cooldown instead of 240. So it already goes down by a minute. So that's really good. 3-second stun is a long freaking time. Especially if you use this at the right time when they're low health and you know they're about to get a heal off or something in PvP, and you use that correctly and they try to run out to stun and they're also taking damage in there, and they're just going to get stunned for 3 seconds and you're going to probably be able to finish them off right there. Then your 2-star increases damage dealt by the energy pulses by 30%. So that right there means you're going to be doing over 100% damage. Insane. 100% of your attack damage, which is crazy. 4 stars increase physical damage by 2% even if not deployed. That's not going to be working in PvP. Same thing as the Colossus arms. The C4 does not work in PvP. It's only for PvE. 5 stars to activate trigger an earthquake every 3 seconds, suspending targets. That is insane. Not only are they in a confined area that's going to make them take damage, they're also going to trigger like an earthquake every 3 seconds that's going to keep launching them in the air and suspending them. That's crazy. The waves can be dodged by jumping, so you can dodge, right? They can dodge, but there's going to be so much going on that it's going to be so hard for them to dodge. You're going to be attacking them if you're doing 2v2s. Your partner's going to be attacking them. They're going to be inside the circle. They can't run out. They're going to get stunned, and if they do, then the freaking earthquake's going to hit them too. So there's a lot going on with this one. This one is super good for a DPS unit. And in my opinion, the best one for a healer is Alternate Destiny. Generates a pocket dimension for 8 seconds. Allies gain immunity to hit stun effects in the dimension, and HP will not drop below 20% from enemy attacks. So this literally makes you immortal for 8 seconds. Not immortal, but you cannot go below 20%. So this is probably something you want to use when you're close to that 20% mark. Maybe when you're under like 40% health and you know you're taking a lot of damage, you want to wait, like you got a heal on cooldown. You want to throw this off to either to do this so you survive and get your heal skill off, or get the passes. We'll get into the passes here in a second. The passes also heal. Once you have spent the 8 seconds in the dimension, you cannot be buffed by it for 45 seconds. Okay, at 1 star, allied wanderers in the dimension recover 15% HP 8 seconds later. So it's a regen. So like every second it'll probably be like 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%, something like that, right around there. You'll get like 2% health, 2% health. It keeps ticking until it gets to 8 seconds. So it's a regen. And then 2 stars, friendly units in the dimension gain 25% life steal. So if your friend units in PvP are DPS, they're going to be getting a lot of health back. 25% is pretty crazy, on top of the regen that they're also getting already. 3 star, allied wanderers in the dimension gain immunity to all mind control. So not only do they gain immunity to hit stun effects, but also mind control. Again, the 4 stars never work in the Apex. It's only the 1, 2, 3, and 5. So we're not going to go over that much, except it increases frost damage by 2%. When you activate the 5 star, till the relic disappears, allied wanderers in the dimension double all lifesteal effects when HP drops to 40% or below. So you're going to get 50% lifesteal if you're under 40% health. That's crazy. We can do some honorable mentions too. Now, the ones I did talk about, they also work for PvE as well, by the way. They're really good for PvE as well. Honestly, those, in my opinion, are like the best in the game for tank, DPS, and healer all together. This one is also very good for DPS. It pretty much creates a hologram of you that does 35% of your damage, and lasts for 15 seconds. So whatever you do, it mimics you pretty much. It's literally like if you played Elden Ring and you got the mimic Ash of War, it's literally the same thing. Extends duration to 20 seconds instead of 15 seconds, so you get an extra 5 seconds. Reduce skill cooldown. Tap again to transpose the hologram position, so it changes the hologram. So this one, yeah, like I said, this one's okay. It's definitely not as good as the confinement one. That one is gross. And then at 5-star increases damage dealt by holograms to 50% instead of 35%. So you get an extra 15% damage. This, if you get it to 5-star, is really, really good for PvE, because here's the thing with this one in PvE, probably going to be a bunch of enemies that are going to run out of this radius, right? In my opinion, this one isn't as good in PvE because you're going to run out of, like, the enemies are always moving, so they're going to get out of this circle all the time. And I'm pretty sure most, you know, bosses are immune to stun, so that's probably not going to work. So this one, the hologram projector is probably going to be better off for you in PvE content because you're going to be doing a lot more damage. This one, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like this one. Maybe someone else can comment down below if they use this in CN or not, but I do not like this one because you literally have to pilot the mecha. So it's a little drone armor that you can pilot. It does decent damage, I guess, but you have to pilot him. It does do like fire damage and everything, but I think this one just sucks in my opinion. It does say that you transform into it, so I'm not sure if, like, you don't take, like, maybe you're not stationary and you literally just transform into it. Maybe then it's not that bad. But even then, I still think that having something passively out in the field while you're still also able to control your character and deal damage is just way better. Like, even the missile barrage, the SR one, like, at least that does damage while you're out with your character instead of, like, having to turn into this relic. But again, if you guys have used this in the CN version and you think that this one's good, let me know your thoughts on why down below. And this one for DPS, also very good because this creates a vortex that, like, sucks everyone into an area. So if you want to group, this works for PvE or PvP. If you want to group all the enemies together in one area, this is the perfect one. Now keep in mind, the first three that I talked about for tank, DPS, and healer, those are the best ones in my opinion, and you should focus on first. These are just like honorable mentions that you can work on after, or if you'd rather use these, then go ahead. I'm just going to go over them for you guys. I know you guys can do this yourself, but I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. It also does do damage when you launch it as well into the enemies while it's sucking them in. 1-star enemies caught within the rift who are close to the ground are unable to dodge, so they cannot dodge when they're near the rift. So that means they're literally just going to get sucked into it. And then it gets an increase of duration, increase the target area by 100%, so it gets way bigger. The radius of the vortex, very, very good. Again, PvP, this is really good. I still think though the other one's way better because you have stuns and it does do damage inside of that circle as well. And of course, enemies in the rift are not able to heal. So if you're running double DPS, maybe one person have the confinement and the other person have this, would be fucking god tier. You could literally just use the vortex and then use the confinement in the same exact area and literally just combine the effects together. The vortex sucking them into the confinement. They're getting hit by earthquake, getting launched. They're getting dealt damage inside there. This thing deals damage to them. They can't heal. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, PvP gets pretty crazy if you have the right relic. The drone, in my opinion, it's okay. Grants immunity to control effect. I'm not even going to go over this one because I don't think this one is very good. It's pretty much just a stat boost. And in my opinion, the other ones are just a little bit better for you than the drone, in my opinion. And then last but not least, this one for PvE, in my opinion, probably pretty good. Generates a shield that stops projectiles for 10 seconds. I think this one is a perfect PvE one. PvP, not so much, because people are smarter than AI. They can go around this shield. It's pretty simple. This is 10 seconds long. The starting energy equal to 200% of the Wanderer's max HP. So make sure that the tank character is using this, because obviously the higher your HP, or a whale that's using this, the higher your HP, the more shield this is going to have. 90-second cooldown, slows enemies that pass through it, the shield. If you've ever played Destiny, right, and you've played a Titan in Destiny, that's literally what this shield is. Same thing. It slows enemies by 50% for 2 seconds. 2 seconds is pretty short amount of time. Reduce cooldown to 60 seconds at star 2. The 3-star extends duration to 20 seconds instead of only 10. And when wanderers or allies pass through the shield, damage dealt increased by 25%. This is literally the bubble shield from Destiny, from the Titan. Is literally the same exact thing. So yeah, there you have it, guys. That's my thoughts on the best SSR relics in the game for PvP and PvE. The first three that I talked about, the Colossus Arm, Confinement, and the alternate Destiny. God, I almost forgot which one that won. I literally had a brain fart for a second. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about my choices, and letting you guys know which ones are the best SSRs. I know some people are probably going to disagree with me. Some people are going to say the other ones are better or whatever. But in my opinion, those are the best ones based on the CC effects, like everything included in those kits, like everything all together, combining it with like getting 5-star on the relics. In my opinion, that those three, the Colossus arm, the confinement, and the alternate destiny are the best ones for tank, DPS, and healer. Those are the best ones for PvP and PvE. Let me know again in the comments down below what you guys think. Hit the like button if this video helped you guys make a decision on using your box you get from the battle pass or using your shards to farm and get these SSRs yourselves. And let me know how they're working for you in PvP, because I'm actually so excited. Today's day 4. We unlocked PvP today. I can't wait to do. It's either today or tomorrow. I can't wait to get into PvP. That is what I'm looking forward to the most in this game. Thank you guys so much for all the support. We're almost at 10K subs, so if you have not hit that sub button yet, please do hit that subscribe button. It's a free way to help me out, and you can be notified as soon as more videos like these, guides, news updates, all that stuff, etc. Because I do follow the Chinese version very, very heavily, and I know a lot of things that are coming out in the game that you guys are wanting to look forward to. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell and like the video. It helps me out a lot in the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.